Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it is now 2025. Happy New Year to everybody. And to start off the new year, what I wanted to do is actually do a coral purchase. I'll do just the one coral purchase for the entire year pretty much. Obviously, throughout the year I'll maybe buy one or two corals, but since my tank is mostly just sticks all the time, I did want to do one large coral purchase to start off the year. We'll go ahead and notate them now so we can see what they do look like as little frags, and we can do another episode at the end of the year so we can see what they look like once they've grown out a little bit, assuming they don't just die in my tank. But for this year, I've decided to do a vendor not too far away from me, so it's going to be Thirstysreef, which you may have seen recently on an episode on Worldwide Coral, where he did a little tour of his show tank and all his colonies. And I figure, he's getting such great growth, it'd be awesome to do a purchase. Number one, because he is pretty reputable in the area that I've noticed, and also he's only in Los Angeles, which is just a very close drive by. So even though this is shipped, it didn't actually have to travel very far in order to get here, and you'll have less chance of it dying, just because the corals themselves won't take a very long trip, and then also there'll be a lot less stress because of it. So we went ahead and did the order with Thirstysreef back in, I think it was November. He gives a pretty hefty discount if you do a delayed shipping. So I ordered my coral in November, and it's just come here now in February, so about a 3-month delay. And with that, like I mentioned, you get a pretty heavy discount, and I did buy quite a few corals to stock up the remaining little corners of the tank here and there, to try to really fill up this tank. Now, as far as packaging goes, I kept one. I didn't unzip this one. It comes in a nice sealed bag. It looks like it's a double sealed bag. There's another bag in the bag. Yeah, but super nicely sealed. The box had a little heat pack. It was still warm, which is perfect. Yeah, this thing is double sealed, and it comes with a lot of water, I noticed, which is crazy to me. A lot of the other ones are usually half or maybe just enough to cover the frag, but this is a butt ton of water. And then the remaining frags, which I've already unbagged, I put the other one right there, just let them float around. But the remaining ones I've already unbagged, and they come basically like this, which is very interesting. So it's a little sauce container with the plug, and then a little 3D printed holder. So no matter what you do, it's stuck on there. It ain't going nowhere. That's really cool. I've never seen it bagged like that, which is really interesting. But yeah. That's how each individual cup is bagged, and it really holds it well into place. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get each of these into the tank. I want to show you what it looks like right off the bat in my tank, and we'll see what it looks like, later on in the future. Now, I'm going to be cutting a lot of it at points because I do not remember these names off the top of my head. The name game is out of my league, so I just kind of don't get it. So the first one, for example, is going to be this guy right here. And that is, you can see HW, a home wrecker. Nice little, I think it's a 1/2-inch piece. And his frags, like I mentioned, they're very affordable if you're willing to wait the long period. So for example, if you're getting if you have a brand new tank setup, I think it's worth it. You can buy it at a low price, wait the 3 months for your tank to mature a bit, and by the time, it has matured a bit more, you're getting your frags delivered to you. So I think it's actually really good if you're trying to get into sticks, but, you're maybe not ready for them just quite yet. 3 months is a lot of time for a tank to mature. So, yeah, good option, but that is the home wrecker. Next up is this little guy right here, who's super colorful. I'm pretty impressed with this one already. And that is a super bird. I don't know what company that's from, but these orange polyps are super nice. And obviously waiting those 3 months, it's not just a fresh cut frag. You can see on the bottom there is some growth where it's encrusting that super glue. So that is an awesome piece right there, Super Bird. Next up, we have this piece. Now this is something I've wanted for a long time. This is a solar flare. Super vibrant coral. I've wanted this, like I mentioned, super long time. I'm so excited to finally have it. And yeah, just right off the bat, look at that color. It's just like glowing yellow and green. Something I've really been looking forward to, just because this always seems to stand out in a lot of other people's tanks that I've had. But yeah, that is a nice frag. It's long too. It's like a good solid inch. And next one up right here, we have a Vivid's Confetti. Another one that I've wanted for a very long time because it's very unique looking. And that a cool growth pattern. You know, it's something a little bit different. You can still see some hues there. Very nice. And luckily, so far, I haven't seen any pests. There's like a brown algae kind of growth on it, but that's really nothing. I've looked around, you know, always do your due diligence, dip and see if there's eggs or anything. But so far, seems so good. Yep, that one is the Vivid's Confetti. So next up we have here a Matte V Time Machine. Excellent color right there. So it's like pinkish, there's a little green, and you can see it's really nicely encrusted. It's not a little bit of encrustation, like that's pretty solid for having to wait 3 months. And that's a nice, super pink color. Excellent. I actually misread this. I thought it was like a WL, but it is a T and an M. You can see why I got that confused, but yeah, excellent piece right there. A lava monster. Look at that. That is just super bright red. It looks as good in real life as it does in this video right now. Like, it is just super bright red. That to me is crazy. I've never seen a coral like that highlighter glowy red color. This one definitely doesn't disappoint. And then lastly, well, second to lastly, because I have the bag right there, we have, I'm pretty sure this one's not marked, but I'm pretty sure it's the Vivid Insanity, just by process of elimination. Also another one of those corals that, you know, has a very unique growth pattern, so I'm really excited to have this grow out in my tank, just to have a different look, you know, of different types of coral. And the last one in the bag, like I said, I haven't opened it yet, but it is a TGC inner core. I'll probably just post the photo and include it in here of what it looks like, just because I don't have scissors with me right now. But what we're going to do is go ahead and get these into the tank itself. In a couple videos before, you would have seen that I put this rock in right here to prepare it for additional corals. So a lot of these frags here are going to go onto this rock, and this rock is not glued down. So if I ever need to do anything or move coral, I could just lift this rock up. I may put a couple on this little piece of rock right here. I use this to kind of kill the purple digi that's been kind of invading my tank. And, you know, I do want to mount some coral on that as well. But most of them are going to go onto this main bommy that you see right here, just to fill up this top empty space, which is perfect because there's a lot of flow, a lot of light. Majority of the space on this side is going to be completely filled. I did recently also cut my green slimer because it's starting to shade itself out. A piece fell down right there, which is funny. I'll move that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to get all of these guys glued in, and I'll show you what it looks like while it's inside the tank. But kind of looks really good today, which is funny because it's afternoon right now, and usually the light's not that great. But yeah, looking fire today. Super excited. But I'll go ahead and get gluing, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so we have all of them glued down now. I did try to do something a little different because, as you can tell with some of my other coral, I've made mistakes where they've been grown too close. So I wanted to make sure I space these guys out because bad things could happen. But at the main rock right there, you see the time machine and the home wrecker. Looks excellent. I put the solar flare right there. See how it does. The lava monster, I'm really impressed. That's a super underrated coral, I feel like. I haven't seen it in a lot of places, but yeah, that looks awesome. And then I think that was the Insanity. But yeah, I made even spacing on them, so I didn't overload it. I could have put like 2 more frags on this rock, for example, but I didn't. So yeah, that'll stay there for now. We'll see how these pieces do. The next ones are going to be right here. So I put the inner core right there, and then the vivid confetti right there. Now these, obviously, they're not on their own rocks, but I think that's okay. It is what it is. I don't really have any smaller rocks to glue them onto and then glue the rock onto this rock, but it should be fine. And then lastly, we have the little super bird right there, which is one of the more interesting corals because it's super orange polyps. So I want to make that front and center to break up some of this color right here, and I think it'll be, a really good place to grow them. But that is it for today's episode. Let me know in the comments, do you want me to do like a 1 month video, 3 months, or just do like a 1 year update to see how well these new sticks do? But thank you as always for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.